Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of NasCard Radio. This is episode 156 of NasCard Radio. I'm Pal Val. With me is the man, the myth, the legend, PSA, and White Castle Hall of Famer, Logan. How are you?
I am. I'm feeling preempted today.
Okay, good.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later.
No, I know you will. So, but again, it's NasCard Radio. We're trading cards and racing meet. I want to thank our sponsor, Panini America. Got a great show today. We're going to do a racing recap, and I don't know how to. I think it's titled the next segment, but we picked a few drivers that we like, collect, and why we do that. So, and then the King Score.
Yeah, fun show as usual.
Yep, and I'm sitting there with this sticker here. So now our show has a new low price.
And it's an extreme value, no doubt.
Yes.
It's better than free.
It's freer.
Yeah, and you get an AARP discount too.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. Just before we get started, Chronicles, if everybody's sitting down, if you're standing up, sit down. The date is pushed now to September 15th.
We knew it. We saw this one coming.
Yeah.
Let me quote Napoleon Dynamite. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's move on from that.
Let's do it. All right, let's do our shout outs to Beans Bulk Car Blog, Kyle Katz, Tim Mousy, and Skid Marks for the YouTube comments. We read them, so please leave them. Some good comments going on.
Yeah. Cool.
Ken had a good one there that we were talking about the National, and the guys weren't aware of the Chip Ganassi Racing set.
Yeah, they weren't. They were. I'm surprised they're not trying to keep, at least keep tabs on the competition and what's going on out there.
Yeah, I think they have an exclusive. So, but I guess they're in the middle of a bunch of different things going on over at Panini. So,
let me think about that for a second. Yeah, they got all kinds of like legal things and weird things going on over there. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be over there right now.
I had none of this on my 2023 bingo card for Panini.
No, we did not. I'm sure DJ and Tracy and Scotty didn't have this on their radar either. And Misha.
Oh my goodness gracious. All right, let's go to Racing Recap. Let's see where we're going here. Let me find my stuff. Notes. All right. Over in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, race number 17. That was the TF Sport 200. That was Friday, August 11th. Ty Majeski was our winner. Highest Fisher rookie was Rajah Caruth.
Yeah, Ty Majeski picked the right time to win.
He was super dominant.
He was. He deserved that race. He did great. Of course, guess where Haley finished? Again.
Yeah. If there's an accident, she's gonna find it.
Yeah, her truck is definitely a magnet for accidents. She was like, I think she ended up 31st.
She did well in SRX, so
she did good. She came in second. So maybe put her on dirt in a car, and maybe we can see something out of her.
Yeah, let's get going to Ty Majeski here. His cards. 2017 Panini Absolute, Tools of the Trade signatures. Also in 2017 Panini Select signatures. And 2017 Panini Torque trackside signatures.
Cool.
It's the only signatures or cards in 2017 signatures. He doesn't have base cards until 2018.
He's got like a Daniel Suarez Suarez-esque type signature there.
He does. I will agree to that. Yes, very good observation there.
Yeah, very similar.
You've been collecting autos for a while, so
Day or two.
good catch. Yeah. High Century rookie Rajah Caruth. He hasn't have any cards yet, but we'll keep our fingers crossed for Chronicles, maybe.
Okay, Misha, take a note of this. Thank you.
He has.
Yeah. We already told him about it.
Next race, number 18. So that was the first one in the playoffs. The race 18 is going to be the Clean Harbors 175, and that's going to be Milwaukee Mile, Sunday, August 27th at 4 p.m. Eastern. So we're off for 2 weeks.
I just put my phone in airplane mode. I heard it go off. Sorry.
All right. Moving over to the Xfinity Series, that was race number 22. And that was the Pennzoil 150 presented by Advanced Auto Parts. Saturday, August 12th. At Atlanta. Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course.
And
Ty freaking Gibbs was the winner.
Go Ty freaking Gibbs.
And Parker Retzlaff was highest finishing rookie at position 17.
Yeah, it was. I tell you what, I was listening to that race. I saw the last part of it, but he did. Ty freaking Gibbs. He wore him out. He had the car.
He did, and I was super impressed. Not with anything anybody did on the track, but my wife is like, they're driving around that track backwards. Because she went there as a kid.
Wow, that is impressive.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to mention it on the show. You are exactly right. They're going backwards.
And she's right. And it looks so weird, them going backwards on that track like that.
So I got to give her props.
All right.
Ty Gibbs. Everybody knows the drill.
All right. How fast can you say it?
I actually started looking at getting somebody to say it. One of those TV announcers or radio announcers. 2020 Chronicles. A lot of the subsets. And 2020 Prism, only autographs.
Yep. We've talked about it a million times.
A few. If you're surprised about Ty Gibbs, this must be your first episode of NasCard Radio.
Yep.
Because we were talking about him.
Literally, we talk about him with his cards every week.
Just about, man. That kid. And highest finishing rookie Parker Retzlaff, no cards yet.
There you go, Misha. There's another one for you.
Yep. Next race number 23, Shriners Children's 200 at Watkins Glen International. And that's going to be Saturday, August 19th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Moving over to the Cup Series. That was race number 24. And that was the Verizon 200 at the Brickyard. Sunday, August 13th. Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. Michael McDowell was our winner. And highest finishing rookie was Ty Gibbs.
Yeah. So did you have Michael McDowell on your bingo card?
I didn't, and neither did Denny Hamlin.
No. No. I think he was invited onto the Actions Detrimental podcast.
I was super happy for him.
Yeah, me too.
He's got a great signature. He's a great guy. I might have talked about it before, but one of my buddies, his daughter does professional ski shooting, or maybe amateur ski shooting. And Children's had something on his property, and McDowell was there. Bobby Labonte. McDowell's a pretty good ski shooter.
I didn't know that. Wow, that's cool. That's new information.
All right, I digress. Michael McDowell cards.
Yeah.
I know we talked about him, but it was, I guess it was last year.
Yeah, I think maybe.
For Daytona.
When you won Daytona?
Yep. 2008 press pass signings. There's a few versions there, and then printing plates. There's also 2008 Press Pass Premium number 98. There's a red version, number 5. There's also Press Pass VIP number 21. Also in VIP, the All Access. That's one on the top right, and then Rookie Stripes. Which is pretty cool. And then the autographs version as well. And then over in 2008 Wheels American Thunder. Number
that's cool.
403. And card number 98. That's, I think, the autograph version, number 362. That's on the bottom right. And then there's a campaign trail and delegates. And then that's die cut around that top circle.
Well, Front Row Motorsports has done very well this year. This is like they've had the most consistency, I think, this year than in any year they've ever had. And I think Michael McDowell, he just recently re-upped with them. So, he saw that, that they're, on the move and they're on their way up. And, this kind of just validates all that.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody's looking for some of the other road races to win, but
yeah. Well, Van Gisbergen finished 10th, so that really kind of still shows that, he's not a one-hit wonder. He's actually for real.
Yeah, I was pulling for Chase there at the end, but just not enough.
I wasn't.
I know you were.
But if he won, it wouldn't bother me.
You would have went out with pitchforks and nothing.
No. But I think if there had been 3-4 more laps, I think Chase might have got him.
Yeah, possible. But McDowell gets the win and punches his ticket to the playoffs.
Yeah. I saw a couple people online were complaining that was a waste of a playoff spot. I don't think so. I mean,
who are they to decide who gets a playoff spot? Not.
Well, heck, Austin Dillon was in it last year, so there you go. I mean, just what can I say?
I mean, it's a big deal to win a race.
It is a big deal to win a cup race. I mean, they just don't give these things away. You are going against the top stock car drivers in the world, and to pull off a win in that series is, I mean, that's a feat. It really is, because it is hard to win these days. It really is.
Yeah, there's probably 5-6 guys who could have won that race.
Yeah, I mean, and then we're also looking at probably the greatest parody era that NASCAR has ever seen. I mean, the cars are more equal now than they've ever been since the beginning of time, and so that really, to me, that really can show what drivers can do. It used to be if you had drivers in inferior cars, you knew they weren't going to do any good. But now, since the playing field is more level, it's, the driver, comes more front and center. So I think it's pretty cool.
It's great. And then highest finisher rookie, Ty Gibbs.
There you go. That's it.
2020 Chronicles, Crusade, Phoenix, Score, Spectra, and 2020 Panini Prism scripted signatures. All the parallels.
All right, do you want me to finish it for you real quick? Here we go. Ty Gibbs. Okay, we're done.
Right. All right, moving on. Next race, race number 25. Go bowling at Glen, Watkins Glen International. Sunday, August 20th, 3 p.m. Eastern. And end of stage laps 20, 40, and 90.
That's cool. And that's like the fastest road course that NASCAR races on. So that's going to be a good race. And so Watkins Glen, to me, is always a good race.
Chase got a shot at that one too.
He does. I mean, I think he's won a couple times there. So, I think if he's not the favorite, something's wrong in Las Vegas. But we'll see.
Okay, moving over to Formula One. They're still off, enjoying their vacation.
Yep.
Dutch Grand Prix will be August 27th.
Mm-hmm.
Moving over to IndyCar Series. Let's see, what was that? Oh, that was in the road race, right? No.
Yeah, that was the Saturday doubleheader.
Thank you. I don't have it on my notes, but I had it on it last week. But I do know Scott Dixon was our winner.
Scott Dixon.
Yeah, wasn't it?
I honestly don't remember. Now this is really bad. We're falling down on the job here.
All right, I'm going with Scott Dixon.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
Let me pull up a slide for his card. He's in that amazing set from, was it 2005? 2004? The one where it was over in Czech, out of those magazines. Maybe it was like 2004 or 5.
Yeah, that's a cool card. Look at his haircut.
I know. I love those. And then also probably more to everybody else's taste, the 2007 Rittenhouse. And those are actually three cards right there. Card number 10, 11, and 12. But you can put them together as a design.
Yeah, and I never knew that till I saw that.
I didn't either until I saw that slide. I mean, saw that image, and I was like, "Oh, this makes perfect sense." Because I remember Press Pass did that with a few of them where they would piece in. Was it Stealth or something?
Trying to remember. Honestly, don't remember.
Well, actually, think about it. So this is 10, 11, and 12. That would be at the top of a sheet if you put them in sheets too. So that'd be cool.
That's true.
See, that's a lot of design and forward thinking when people put stuff in card sheets.
Yeah, it is, and it may. And you think about it, when they cut those, there's no waste. They can actually cut them, and there's no trimming waste for the borders or anything like that. It's there's no waste on the sheet. Anyway, I digress.
Yep, and then there's autographs in there as well for Scott Dixon, and then I think there's a Shades of Victory as well.
Cool.
Let's go back here. Next race is going to be Sunday, August 27th at 3 p.m. That's going to be the Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway.
The Gateway, yeah, that's right across the river from St. Louis.
There's only three races left in IndyCar.
That's hard to believe, man. Their season's like almost over.
Yeah, I know. I was surprised too. Of course, they're off until F1, so August 27th is going to be big.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have for Racing Recount.
All right, cool, man. Yeah, I didn't get to see the Indy race, so and I've got it recorded. I just haven't watched it yet.
Well, that's true. We are a little early, so.
Yeah, we are a little bit early, so maybe not quite as prepared as I should have been. So you can put that on me.
It's all right. I'm just double checking to make sure Scott Dixon was our winner. You had me paranoid.
Yeah,
fix it if we wanted to, but
I think we could. You could do some clever editing. But yeah, I think he won. In fact, I know he won.
All right. So you want to talk about the next segment?
Yeah, I sure can.
This was a listener inspired segment here.
Yeah, listener/viewer inspired segment. Shout out to Kyle Katz. He had asked us if we might want to do an episode where we talk about our favorite drivers, past and present. So we thought that was a good idea, especially since we're recording early and we haven't had the time we normally have. It actually worked out very well. So what we're going to do is Val and I are going to talk about our favorite drivers, past and present. We're going to show some of their cards, talk about them a little bit, and kind of give you an insight on why we like them and why we're fans. So you want me to start out?
Sure. Let's have you start.
Okay, we'll start out with a old school driver. Her name is Janet Guthrie. In fact, as you can see, these are my cards. I collect Janet Guthrie. For those of you who do not know, she competed both in the Indy 500 and the Daytona 500 in 1977. And she was I think the top rookie in the Daytona 500. I think she finished 12th. So she broke a lot of barriers. She was also the first woman to lead a lap in the Cup Series. So that was a big feat in itself. Originally, she was like an aerospace engineer. So I think it's what she had her degree in. But she had a love for racing, and as you can see, some of these cards right here, I've got 2007 Press Pass, Janet Guthrie. Also got the autograph from that same year. One of my favorite cards is the 1977 Sportscaster card. Those are the really big cards. I remember, having the subscription to those back when I was a kid. And then, of course, you got that Hero Deck Racing, which I always thought these were really cool. Got that card of hers. And I've also got a player set, or I should say driver set, on the PSA set registry. So I really do like her. She's, like I said, she was a groundbreaker. And I don't know if anybody knows this or not, but she has a helmet and a fire suit in the Smithsonian. So I thought that was really, really cool. And she's also in the International Women's Sports Hall of Fame and the International Motorsports Hall of Fame in Talladega. So go Janet Guthrie.
Yeah, she's going to be included this year, or I guess next year, in NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and then
Landmark Award.
Yep. So yeah, she's got the Landmark Award. So she's I think she's about 84, 85 years old. She's about as old as my dad. So I'm hoping that she'll be there, because I'm going to try to make a point to get there to see her and say hi to her and get her autograph, get my picture with her.
Yeah, she is 85.
85, okay.
85, and then she also has a card in the 1979 Avalon Hill.
She sure does. And I actually have that card ungraded, and I know you do too.
Yeah, and then also they're working on a feature film about her with Hilary Swank to play her.
That'll be cool, man.
Yeah, it's a good choice.
Yeah. All right, thanks. Well, your turn, man.
My turn. Well, one of the drivers that I like, it's probably the first one I guess pulled for, and I guess he's not super aggressive, but he's one of the likable guys. Mark Martin. And probably if Jeff Gordon was around, he would have won a few championships. I don't remember how many he finished second to him in championships.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, we volunteered at Sharp Motor Speedway for the Busch race back then, which is Xfinity, and we did Victory Lane when he won with his, I guess, one Dixie car. And always was great when I raced car and got autographs, and was there when he was inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Well, I think he's also, if I remember correctly, I think he's like a 4-time IROC champ. So
yeah.
To me, that speaks volumes, because all those cars were equally prepared. And, Jeff Gordon was never a IROC champ. So, and we all know the history of Hendrick. But when you put everybody in equal cars, you could see who really is the best driver. That's one of the reasons I always liked IROC. So,
I thought he was a great driver, super clean driver. He wasn't one. A lot of folks mad at you or whatever, complaining and fighting or whatever. And Mark was never in that I remember.
No, you're right. He never was confrontational. He, like you say, he was always a clean racer. He raced people like they raced him, which, for the most part, that was always clean. So, and I like him because he's from Batesville, Arkansas, which, is really, it's not that far from Memphis. It's kind of a weird way to get there, but it's not that far from here. In fact, I even used to work with a woman who went to school with him. She showed me her yearbook picture, and I asked her if I could borrow it, and she said, sure. So I borrowed it, scanned the picture, and blew it up. And then I saw Mark Martin. I forget where it was. Anyway, I think maybe in Talladega. Anyway, I took that picture up and let him sign it, and he's like, where'd you get this? And I told him who it was from. He goes, oh, I remember her.
He's always great with fans.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, we've seen him at the NASCAR Hall of Fame multiple times.
Yep.
All right. So I guess my next driver is one that both you and I really, really admire and like, and it's Wendell Scott. And of course, I think most people know the history of Wendell Scott. He was the first African American driver to win a Cup race back in 1963 in Jacksonville. From what I have read on him, he actually had to pass Richard Petty, who had an ailing car. I'll use air quotes on that, to win that race. But he was scored. I forget, he was scored like a lap down or 2 laps down, but then they went back and looked at the scoring because I think they had Buck Baker as the winner of the race, but it ended up that he was like 2 laps ahead of Buck Baker. So he did get the win. After the race was over, and of course everybody was gone. I think that was kind of crummy, but at least he, at least he did get the win. But he never got the trophy until his family got it, like in 2021. So I think that kind of stunk as well. But he was, again, I seem to gravitate towards these drivers that are trendsetters, and they're always pushing the envelope and things. And Wendell Scott was certainly one of those people.
Yeah, you're right about that race in Jacksonville. If you go to Racing Reference or any other, I guess, statistics from that race, it was 200 laps, but he has 202 laps. Buck Baker has 200 laps, and it was the 1964 Jacksonville 200, not 202.
Yeah, because they had to give him those extra 2 laps because he actually did run those laps. So
yeah, no, I'm a big fan of his as well. The adversity he had to endure, while he was racing, and just the I don't know, just go get him spirit, never faltered at all, and was just a racer at its core.
he really was. And he raced from like 1961 to 1973, and he had 495 starts. So he was determined. He had the determination to get out there and grind it every week, and that's hard, especially when he was the owner and him and his son were the mechanics, and he just didn't have a lot of help. It was a feat in itself for him just to make the field and be there. But he had like 20 top 5s, 147 top 10s. So he wasn't a slouch. He was just imagine what it would have been like if he had like the Wood Brothers cars or something like that, what he would have done. He would have won a ton of races.
It's almost like They wanted him around, but they didn't want to ever put him in good equipment.
No, but he, I think the car he won in, didn't he buy that from Ned Jarrett?
I'm not sure about that. I know there's a book about his life. Was it Hard Driving? Maybe it's called. And I read that one. It's been many years. It was great. A lot of good stuff in there.
Yeah, but I was going to say he's got some cool cards, as you can see here. He's got that 1991 TG Racing Wendell Scott set. He's also got another TG Racing from the Masters of Racing, and of course his rookie card is the 1989 Winner's Circle card, which we all know and love. And I've also got a prototype card that K&M Sport Legends, and that's a PSA 9. That's a pretty cool card. And of course he was in 89 Max with that card that shows his car. So he's got some pretty cool cards.
Doesn't have a lot either.
He really doesn't have a lot.
I think he has a 98, which is I can't remember what the name of it is, but that's like almost it. I wish somebody would pick him up and do some more cards for him.
I do too. I'd love to see Panini do something with him. I think that'd be great. But he also has a driver set on the PSA set registry as well. So if you want to collect him graded, you certainly can.
Yeah, not a lot of autographs for him. No pack pulls. Everything's either on Mac programs. There's some cards signed, but he passed away in 91, 92.
I think it was 91. Yeah, he had spinal cancer. And I've not really ever heard of spinal cancer. I'm sure it's very bad, but it's just not. When I read that, I was really shocked about that.
Yep.
Okay, your turn, dude.
All right. One of the ones that I follow is Chase Elliott. I guess because I've been following Chase since he was in. Was he in truck? Or did he go Infinity? It's just when he started back up, I think.
Yeah.
Because the story where he was just sitting on the couch and Michael Waltrip, I guess, had folded, and Napa came to him about wanting to run. And so he got some funding, and it's been from there on.
Yeah, he's been lights out ever since, pretty much.
And I met him a few times. One, at the media days, and it was about when I guess they ran Daytona, and they ran him to Monday, and he had to skip school. And so Dale Earnhardt Jr. sent him a note to excuse his absence. So I talked to him a little bit about that. And then, of course, having been to Dawsonville to their Hall of Fame up there. So it was just, and of course, awesome Bill from Dawsonville being his son.
Yeah, well, you remember the first time I met him was when Bill Elliott was being inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. And that's where I got him to sign his rookie card that year.
Yeah. And then you were able also to send cards to Junior Motorsports, and he would sign them, and they put the Junior Motorsports hologram sticker on it as well.
Sure did.
So I got a few of those.
Yeah, but those put some of those cards back up again, his rookies. Yeah, see, you've got the green border, you've got the purple border that you were showing a while ago.
There's a red border as well.
And there's a red border, and then there's a black border.
There is a black border. That's out of the hobby packs, or that silver pack, and then the autos as well, the blue and the red out of 25.
Yeah, that's I remember the first time that I had seen his card graded was at, I forget what national it was. It had to be like the 2011 national, and a dealer had two of them, and that's where I bought mine and the one I got for you starting out.
Yeah. He's been lights out since.
He has. I hope he can make the chase. I hope Chase can make the chase or the
If not,
playoffs.
he needs to put that snowboard away.
Yeah, he does, because that really has messed him up this year.
Kids being kids, though.
Yep. All right. So I guess I'll go with my next driver, and it's KFB, Kyle freaking Busch.
Oh, you know what? I don't know if I have slides for him.
I thought you did have some slides. That's why I didn't send you any
Oh,
cards.
you know what? Yeah, hold on. You can talk about him for a second.
Yeah. Well, I'll go ahead and talk about Kyle Busch. To me, he's a generational talent. He's ninth on the all-time Cup win list with 63 wins so far. He's liable to go higher. He's still got 13 more wins before he can even tie Dale Earnhardt Sr. And he's number one in Xfinity wins with 102. And he's number one with truck wins with 64. So definitely he's a generational talent. You know, one of the things I like about him is, there we go, is he just speaks his mind. I mean, a lot of people don't like that, but I'd rather hear the truth than some made up bunch of, gobbledygook. I just don't, I'd rather him speak his mind, say what he feels, and say the truth, and call whatever it is, and move on. I just, I think that's a trait that a lot of people just don't seem to have today, just because of the world we live in. But these cars right here, because he's all over 2004. He's got the 2004 Press Pass Stealth. He's in wheels high gear. He's in trackside with his really cool sunglasses. Of course, he was in 2002 that small choice Rising Stars set. And of course, those cars actually grade pretty decently. We've had a handful of those over the years, both Val and I, and they grade really well. He's also in Optima in 2004 and just the regular Press Pass in 2004.
Yeah, there's a variation on that car.
Yeah, sure is. It's, you either have the grandstands or the infield background. That's it. Couldn't think of it. But he's got a lot of cool cars, and his cars are undervalued, people. Still. And this guy is ninth on the all-time win list. He's a two-time Cup champion, 2015 and I think 2019. So, I mean, he's somebody you want to collect. I'm not telling you who to collect, but he's one of my favorite drivers, just because of how he is and how he races, and just what a talent that he really is.
Yeah, whatever you want to say about him, but you got to respect him.
Yeah, he can be a horse's behind sometimes, but that's just the way he rolls, and I don't fault him for that. Good for him.
I think all the greats are like that. Earnhardt was like that.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about it that way, but you're right.
Harvick.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's up there with me as well. I've been collecting as much as I can. 2004 inning number.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's got several numbered cards out there too that are definitely worth picking up if you can find them.
I think I picked one up for $30, $40, which I thought was good. Ungraded, but
yeah.
In the scheme of things, when he goes and retires and finishes with whatever, I mean, he's already got 3 wins this year.
Yep.
So he's not out of it.
No, he's not out of it. He's kind of cooled off. He started out real hot, and he's kind of cooled down some. So I'm hoping when the playoffs start, he's going to ramp it back up. But we'll see.
We will see.
All right. Go ahead.
All right. One of mine is Mr. 7-time Jimmy Johnson. So I've had a good experience with him when he's not around Jeff Gordon. The Hall of Fame and the media, getting selfies with him, signing cards. I think I told one time during the media time that I was waiting for him to come out of one of those rooms after doing an interview and I had, you know, the pen open, the Sharpie open, and dried out. So when I gave it to him, he tried to write it, and it wouldn't write. So he handed it back to me and told me, and then he went back into this other room. So I sat there and waited for him to get done, and then when he came out, I handed him, or was trying to get over there to show him, and he actually came to me because the handlers were like, no, whatever. He came to me, it's like 4 feet or whatever, and he signed it like, oh, this works. It was really cool about it. And then I need to get it for the behind me, but I have a trophy from him from the Dover when he won the Madagascar, where they wore that wigs or whatever, him and Chad.
Yeah.
I remember. So I have the little trophy of that.
Where'd you get that from? I didn't know you had anything like that.
Yeah, one of my buddies. He went to one of the charity auctions and won it. And so it had his autograph on it, but it kind of had rubbed off. So I had it in a backpack with me. And when he was between stuff, I think it was another year, he signed it for me in silver.
You didn't tell me anything about this.
Okay.
You, Mr. I don't collect memorabilia.
Well, I did.
Here you got something really cool like that.
So I need to put it in the background.
Yeah, you need to show it to me. I had no idea you even had that. That's cool though. That's really freaking cool.
And then collecting the cards over the years. Again, I really like the Young Lions. Those were only one per box, and so they're super tough. And it's a great set because we talked about, I guess it was a few weeks ago. Kevin Harvick's in there. I think Adam Petty, Matt Kenseth, and Jimmy Johnson. So it's a tough set. And then also the 2000 Maximum, the die cuts. I think I have I think it's the bronze one. It's a PSA 10. But
yeah,
some of the other photos I think I got for you. So. But then, like I said, he's been great when I've been around him. He's getting ready to go to the Hall of Fame, so I'm going to try to make that. So Jimmy Johnson's one of my favorite drivers.
Yeah, me too. He's a 7-time champion. All right, so I guess I'm last here.
Yep.
Okay, but certainly not least, of course. All right, my all-time favorite driver by far is, and if you watch the show, you know who I'm fixing to tell. It's Richard Petty. He's my favorite all-time driver. I mean, I don't know what you can really say about him that hasn't been said already. I mean, he's got the most wins. He's got the most poles. He's tied for the most championships. He's got the most wins in a season. He's won the most Daytona 500s. He's got the most consecutive wins, I think, with 10. Most all-time starts. I mean, his resume speaks for itself. Not only that, but he's a great ambassador for the sport. He could, it's like what Val has said in the past. He could do a master class on how to treat fans and how to sign autographs because he knows how to do it. He knows where his bread is buttered. He is the GOAT. I don't care what anybody else says. Dale Earnhardt's right up there. Jimmy's up there. Jeffy Pooh's up there. But by far, Richard Petty is the GOAT. He is a living legend. I have been following him since I used to watch the ABC Wide World of Sports when I was a kid, and they would show highlights from Daytona or Darlington or wherever they were at. And I've always loved him ever since then. I've been fortunate enough over the years to meet him several times. I can remember one year that I was talking to him. I think it was at the Hall of Fame, and I told him, I said, people, I don't understand why people are, booing Jeff Gordon so badly these days. And I asked him, I said, did you ever get booed like that for winning so many races? And he looked at me and he goes, son, nobody boos the king. And I thought, man, that is so cool when he said that, Man, nobody boos son, nobody boos the king. But he's never been he's never been booed like that. He's always been loved by everybody, including myself. But he's got some cool cards out there, as you can see. Of course, one of our NASCAR Glamour cards and one of our NASCAR Mount Rushmore cards is the 1972 STP card of his. Um, One of the little known cards over there on the top right is that Kidco card from 1982. I don't think really people knew much about that until the last few years, but that's a really, really neat card showing his car being serviced on pit road. But of course, he's also got the 83 Uno and the Sports Star Photographics from 1986 down there in the lower right. And then, of course, up in the top left there, you've got his 1988 Max, which people consider that his rookie card. But to me, the 72 STP will always be his rookie card. But he's got some really cool cards. And I absolutely love this man to death. He is just the greatest.
It's hard to follow up. He is really. He has all the records. He definitely is the number one with dealing with fans. And still gives his time for all kinds of stuff. So yeah, he's number one across all categories.
He is. I mean, and I think you and I tried to calculate how many autographs we thought he has signed over his lifetime, but it's got to be in the millions.
Yeah, we figured up it was like a few weeks of his life.
Yeah,
just signing. If he was, we came up with some number per hour.
Yeah,
over all these years.
Yeah, we did some kind of formula that was like, okay, it takes him X number of time to sign his autograph. He signs so many per day, and then we took that time, and then I forget how many months of his life it was he's signed his autograph. But he's always cool when you go up to him and talk to him. I remember one year at the Hall of Fame, I had a Richard Petty tie that I had bought in 1995 at Phoenix off of his souvenir trailer. And he asked me, he goes, "Where'd you get that tie?" And I told him, he goes, "Man, that is so cool." So yeah, he's the king, he's the GOAT, he's the best by far.
Yep. I can't follow up that anymore.
There you go.
And some great cards too.
Yeah, he's got some great cards. Tough. You're right. That 72 STP's tough, man. So's the Uno.
They're getting really hard now.
Mm-hmm.
They were hard before, but now
definitely.
We talk about them and show what they look like, and they've been selling on eBay too. So cats out the bag on them. And they just, again, they were giveaways, so they weren't really mass produced. And we've talked about the print runs on, or the number of cards graded by PSA and Beckett and SGC. It's minuscule. We talk about Zion or whatever. They got 100,000 of them, whatever. We're talking about like less than 100 combined with all the different grade companies.
Oh yeah. All right. I do have a few little news nuggets that I just want to kind of go over.
All right.
This past week's Cup race, we had 7 different nationalities represented in the Cup race, which I think is like the most geographically diverse grid in NASCAR history.
That's awesome.
That was pretty cool. And I've got a bone to pick with NBC. They preempted the Cup race, unknown to me. I had seen it on my guide, but I didn't really put 2 and 2 together that this looked a little shorter than normal. I didn't pick up on that at all. So I turn it on at 3:00 my time, and it's like 29 laps to go and stay in the final stage. I'm like, what is going on here? But I come to find out from Majeski that they preempted the Cup race in our market and several other markets for the Chiefs at the New Orleans Saints game. A freaking preseason game versus a points-paying Cup race. That was crap. Sorry, NBC, but that sucked. That was terrible.
They need to do better.
Well, they're overcommitted. They're like the freaking airlines. They've got too many different sports that they're trying to cover, and they don't have enough channels and airtime to handle them all. So they said, "Oh, we'll just screw the Cup fans for this preseason game." Which, hey, I'm glad football's back, but to me, the Cup race was much more important than a preseason NFL game. So I wasn't real happy about that. So NBC, you should be ashamed of yourself. That's not content.
That's drama.
It's drama. It's not drama or whatever. But yeah, you know where I'm going with that.
I know where you're going with it. You're not wrong.
But yeah, that was ridiculous. Like I said, there were several markets that got hosed out of the Cup race. I had no idea. And when I saw it, at first I'm thinking, oh, it's raining there, and they're showing scenes from last year's race. And I started looking at it and go, wait a minute, that is not last year's race. This is because I looked at the standings and I saw Shane Van Gisbergen in there. I go, no, this is the real race. So,
that's a real deal.
Yeah. So I was like, I couldn't believe it. It's like, but they go, oh, well, you can go watch it on NBC.com or Peacock or whatever. But I didn't even know at all to go do that because nobody said anything about it.
They need to clear it with you first.
They didn't. So NBC, shame on you.
Yes. Anything else?
That's all I got.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead over to King's Court.
Yeah, press play on the iPod, please. King's Court. It's another action-packed King's Court for sure. We're going to start out. I got a couple honorable mentions this week. Starting out with the first one. This was on the 12th of August. It's a 2022 National Treasures Ross Chastain NASCAR patch. It's an auto book 1 of 1 according to the description. They were asking $399.99 for this. They settled on a best offer of $245.
Oh, that's a good deal.
I think it's a great deal. I think
that NASCAR's embroidered.
Yeah, it's not one of the silk screen things, man. That's the real deal right there.
Yeah, I wonder how old that is. That fire suit, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know because I wonder if it's taken from maybe when he was in Xfinity or something. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where it came from.
I don't think that's bad.
No.
That price.
No, and I think his future is bright. He's one of those kind of drivers that no holds barred. You're full throttle every lap. He's not holding back. So his future is bright. We saw him win in Nashville earlier this year, and he dominated. And he ran a great race. He didn't punt anybody out of the way, and he didn't do anything crazy. He literally ran in my opinion, for him, a perfect race. So yeah, that's a pretty cool card.
I mean, I don't know of a better patch than the NASCAR patch.
Maybe the nameplate, and that'd be about it.
Yeah. So it's pretty good. And he's definitely on his way up, I think.
Oh, definitely. So yeah, whoever got this man did good.
All
right. So here's honorable mention number 2. This was on the 13th of August. It's a Dale Earnhardt 2008 Press Pass Legends Fire Suit Gold, number 1 of 25. And it went out for bidding. They only had one bid with a starting bid of $300, but somebody went click on the one bid and they got this card.
Nice.
And who said that there's no zippers in NASCAR?
Not me.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So I knew you would like this, Val, since it's a zipper card.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool, man. I'd like to have gotten that, but $300, whew, I think it's probably worth it, but a little out of my price range right now.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's worth it, but there's a lot of other stuff to buy too.
Yeah, so that's really cool, man.
Very nice.
All right. So next we have our Joker of the Week. This was on the 11th of August. And I never even saw this. Must have got bought like almost instantly. because I never saw it, because I search for Slingshot every day. But this is a 2023 Donruss Richard Petty Slingshot, and it's rare. And trust me, if you've been watching eBay, these slingshots are very, very rare. But it was sold out of Canada, and they were asking $299.95 Canadian, which is $222.83 in the US. They sold it for a best offer of $225 Canadian, which is $167.15 US. Somebody stole that card. They saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's a pretty good price there because of how tough they are.
Yeah, these things are like super tough. And honestly, I think the seller left money on the table. I think he should have had a higher price to begin with on it.
Maybe they, like I said, somebody gave an offer and they took it and ran.
I guess.
I was just reading the back here. Never a year went by that Richard Petty didn't get to the front of a race. The racer led more than 51,000 laps in his 35 years, or 35 seasons. Nearly 2,000 more than the next closest driver, Cal Yarborough.
Yeah, 20,000. Yeah, wow. I didn't even have that stat in my stats.
So in the 43 in Petty Blue wasn't hard to spot. None of you were watching the front.
That's for sure. And that's a cool card. I love that card. That's the first one I've seen of Richard Petty.
Yeah, same here. I haven't seen that before.
And that had to have popped up, and somebody made an offer, and the seller accepted real quick, because I never saw that card on eBay.
Yep.
So I hate that I missed it. That would have been one I'd have gone after for sure. All right. So next we've got our Jack of the Week. This is on the 9th of August. And guess who it is? It's 2020 Topps Dynasty F1 Lando Calrissian Norris Jumbo Patch Autograph, red, number 2 of 5. And this card went out for bids. It ended up at $2,637.76 with 36 bids. Nice.
Yeah, wow. Nice auto.
Yeah, that's a real nice auto. He did good on that. The only thing I wish he would have done is maybe sign it a little bit lower.
Yeah, a little lower to the right, maybe.
Well, you got to think that this is 2020, and these guys hadn't signed a lot of cards.
Yeah, before that.
So they're learning. But what do you think about that, man?
I think Lando's on his way up. And again, it's 2020. Beautiful autograph and decent patch. So, and again, F1 plays at a whole nother price level. So.
They sure do.
I think in a few years, I'll think that this is probably a good price.
I think so. I think, given the current climate of F1 and what the pricing is, this is probably about right for this card. Back in 2020, it probably would have been gone for a lot more, but I think these days it's probably about where it needs to be, especially for Lando, since this is his rookie card year.
Yeah, I would agree.
So cool. I don't know where that patch is from. I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So no way I can identify that one.
All right.
Okay, so next up is our Queen of the Week. This is on the 13th of August, 2021 Panini Chronicles Racing Absolute Hailie Deegan autograph 1 of 1. So that one's, of course, pretty cool. I mean, it is Hailie, and it went for $255 with 39 bids. Took me a while to find this one. I went through several pages of eBay listings before I finally found the first found our Queen of the Week. So, it's not the $400 or $500 cards we've been seeing the last few weeks, but I think for $255, we're kind of on a holding pattern with Hailie right now, both Val and I. So, but I think whoever got it, I think did okay. It's a nice looking card. It's a nice looking auto. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I mean, her auto is, I guess that's one of the better autos of her. I have to look at the new one, the 2023s. But it's a 1-on-1. I guess maybe they're going for the rainbow, but I think it's probably at the high end for her price wise.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of hers right now. Well, let me rephrase that. Collector, yeah, but I wouldn't spend unlimited money on her stuff.
No, she's going to have to step it up. We say this, I think, almost every week. She's going to have to step it up, and she's really going to have to really buckle down, and if this is what she wants to do, she's got to decide this is what she wants to do instead of her other little side businesses and all the other things that she's doing. I think that if this is your profession, that you really should focus solely on that and let the other stuff kind of be, especially at the level of racing that she's at. And I would love to see her do better. It seems like every week she crashes in trucks, almost every week.
I think everybody wants to see her do well. I don't know if it's the trucks, if she needs to get the Xfinity, but I think she only has a few more years if she doesn't show anything.
I agree with you. I mean, their sponsors are only going to sponsor her so long, and when she's not producing on the track, we're going to go find somebody else who is. I mean, that's just the way of the world. So she's going to have to, I think she really needs to buckle down and really concentrate in, if she could start up front and stay up front, that would make a world of difference for her. That would keep her out of a lot of these accidents, because a lot of them are not her fault. I will give her that. She just happens to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and gets caught up in somebody else's crap. So
she's driving good equipment.
Oh yeah.
And the team she was with last year, they're doing well in that equipment. So maybe it's the crew chief, the spotter. I don't know.
Truck. Well, it's like what you said earlier. She's done great in SRX on the dirt in those SRX cars. So
maybe there's just another piece or two missing, but I hope they find it before the money runs out.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, sponsors are only going to put up with that for so long, and then they're going to be on to somebody else who can produce and who can put their name out there in front of the crowd, and also on TV. So, yeah. So anyway, enough of that on her. Let's move on to our King of the Week. Here we go, folks. We were talking about this card earlier. This was on the 14th of August. It says rare 1972 STP Richard Petty rookie card. That's all it says. They were asking $1,700 for this card, and we'll talk about this card in just a sec. They accepted a best offer of $1,300 for that card. All right, Val, talk about it.
Oh, it's got some scratches on it.
It's got scratches and some paper loss and some
paper
bad
loss
corners.
And corners are kind of normal if it's been in a holder or something. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. It might just be worn. I was looking at the one, but
if you look at the back, it's free of those little brown spots we see on quite a few of these cards.
Totally agree.
So we don't see the brown spots on there. So that's a good thing. But what kind of grade do you think that would get from PSA?
It's going to be low. I don't know if there's any hidden creases we can't see, but with the paper loss and that streak over his shoulder, that's pretty visible on it. So chipping on the left. Yeah, it's going to be low grade. 3, 4.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 4 at the absolute best. More than likely, I'm putting a 3 on that.
Yeah, they're super tough.
They are tough. I will say that. I mean, this card is kind of like the 86 Fleer Michael Jordan card. You always get them graded.
Yeah, you get them graded, except you don't have wax boxes and go on eBay and find 20 or 30 of them every day.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, the point I was making was the grading aspect of it is that it's like any Mickey Mantle card. If you have a Mickey Mantle card, you get it graded. Same thing with 86 Fleer, Michael Jordan, and the same thing with this card. You get this card graded no matter what, always.
Yep.
No matter what condition it's in. So yeah, that's again, that's one of the holy grails of our collecting genre, and it's also on the Mount Rushmore of NASCAR trading cards. So yeah, whoever got this, I don't $1,300 maybe, right? I don't know. I just think that with the condition that's in, it may not be worth that, but again, it's super rare, so.
And maybe it's a long-term hold.
Could be.
What's going to be 10, 20 years from now?
Well, I mean, this could be a candidate to get autographed as well.
I'm always a fan of that.
So maybe get that autograph, then you get it graded and encapsulated. Then I think you may have something. So yeah, cool though. I'm always glad to see these cards out there when they pop up on eBay. I think there's another graded one out there right now for sale as well. I think it's a PSA 5. So we'll see what that one goes for.
Yep.
That'll really tell us something. And we'll have that hopefully next week. We will have that on the show. But yeah, beautiful card. So keep on trucking. All right. Our one of the week was from the 9th of August. It's a 2017 Torque Dale Earnhardt Jr. Jumbo Race Used NASCAR patch. And of course, this is the silk screen version, not the embroidered version that we saw on Ross Chastain. We talked about this card last week on the show. It had literally just ended when we were recording the show.
Right.
But I knew it would show up this week. It actually went out for bidding. It ended up at $1,400 with 47 bids. So there was a lot of activity on this card.
It's a nice card.
It's very nice. And you can see it's got the, I think that's the Nationwide wing right below it.
I was going to say that, yes.
Nationwide is on our side. Shameless plug for Nationwide. But yeah, pretty cool, man. I will say this, when I was prepping for the show and I was looking at the listings and everything, I saw another listing for this card where it was sold back on July 24th for $2,025 by the same seller, DC Sports 87. I would have to guess, and of course it's pure speculation, that somebody bid on it and had buyer's remorse or whatever, or maybe their kid got a hold of the phone and bid for them, or their dog did and bid the $2,025 that it had sold for at that point. So I guess it got relisted and sold this time for $1,400. So pretty cool.
Still a hefty price.
It is a hefty price for that card. I mean, it's not even an auto or anything. It's just a really nice Torque patch.
It's probably one of the better patches other than Mountain Dew or something.
Agreed. But yeah, cool. Congrats whoever got that one. Nice card.
Yeah, the seller too.
Yeah, DC Sports. Okay.
All right.
Finally, our Royal Flush of the week. This was on the 13th of August. 2022 Topps Dynasty F1 Max Verstappen patch 1 of 1. And we had a lot of cards. If you noticed this week, we had a lot of cards go out to bid. Didn't have a lot of best offers or anything. A lot of these things went out for bidding, and so did this. And it ended up at exactly $5,000 with 35 bids.
Wow.
But it is a PSA 10. And it is number 8 of 10. And his autograph doesn't look too bad if you want to zoom in on it.
Yeah, not too bad.
No, not too bad for 2022 Dynasty. Because we've seen a lot of these that have been like real streaky, or the very top part on the right side where he loops back is skips and things like that. We've seen a lot of different things on these autographs that we've been covering since we've been doing F1. But I think overall that autograph is not bad. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. I'm not sure about the patch, but
yeah, I don't know where that came from. Maybe one of our listeners, or I should say viewers, because listeners wouldn't know.
I would like to have seen like some of the Red Bull logo or something like that. But again, there's 10 of these, so
Yeah, so there's 10 of those, but it may be off one of the patches on his arms.
that's what I'm thinking. You're right. But he's, if he continues the way he's going, he's going to be a 3-time champ.
I think he's pretty much a lock unless he gets on a snowboard and breaks his leg. But even then, he still may come back and still win it, even with that. But he's on his way to being. Well, he's definitely already one of the greatest Formula One drivers of all time, and he's every week he's cementing that legacy even more and more and more. And we've talked about it before, man. He could surpass Lewis Hamilton at the rate he's going with 8 championships. So, we'll see. But right now he's on fire. He can't stop this guy.
Yeah, his autos are tough.
Yeah, and Max, if you're listening out there, come on the show. We'd love to have you.
Yep. Very cool.
Well, that's it for this week's King's Court, brother.
Well, thank you. All right, I guess that's what we have for the show. Don't you have any anything we missed? You want
to hashtag skid marks, maybe? Of course, we already said Ty freaking Gibbs. And of course, we can't forget hashtag slab fire, which we saw a lot of that tonight.
We sure did.
Slab fire. So cool, man.
Well, thanks everybody for watching and listening to the podcast. We appreciate it very much. If you enjoy the show, give us a like. If you really like the show, subscribe. And for me and Logan, we will catch you next week. Have, I guess, a few races to watch.
Yeah. It'll be fun. Watkins Glen's going to be great.
Yeah, the open wheel's off till the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
But that's you can still tune in next week's show. So.
Oh, yeah. Just because we don't have open wheel doesn't mean we won't have a show.
Exactly. All right. We're out of here. See everybody next week. Enjoy the races and be safe. Right here.